Legion Lost, number 4, written by Fabian Nicieza, art by Pete Woods. We left off last issue with an alien battle between a human-alien hybrid that was super-duper scary looking and Timberwolf, and then Chameleon Girl is supposedly trying to come back to life through this downed alien. I don't know. I'm doing my best to learn the names here. I want that on the record. So this whole issue is told mainly from the perspective of Dawnstar, and Tellus is up there just trying to be like, hey, just need you to like focus your mind, and like he's helping her to telepathically focus and whatever, but she's also hooked into what her fellow Legionnaires are experiencing. And we see that Timberwolf is seeing Chameleon Girl goopy but crawling out of this alien corpse, and then there's some other seemingly like military threat that's able to see this whole thing, and they're sending a team to deal with it. They don't get a name, but they're there. And then we see Tyrock and Wildfire flying through the sky trying to get to where Timberwolf is. So then we cut back to Timberwolf, and by the way, this whole time Dawnfire's talking about like, oh, I wish I could be like my teammates. They're able to do things so naturally and so confidently, and I'm just not that. And they stretch that over 20 pages. So ignoring all that, Timberwolf's like, whoa, Chameleon Girl, you're alive. You're a shapeshifter. And she's like, yes, but I only have half of my biomass here. It's not enough to get away from like this beast who's trying to control it. So get away, run. So then the beast comes back to life, and it starts charging after the cops. Timberwolf wakes up, and he's like, ah, dang it. Tackles it down to the ground. Remember, it is still half human, as is the other alien that was in this fight to begin with. And the one cop sees that the other one is still breathing, is still alive. And he's like, no, wait, don't shoot it. And he jumps in the way of the bullet, leaving the scary one to come after the cops again. But as it's about to attack them, Wildfire and Tyrock break in and knock it to the ground with their energy blasts. And it's like, oh, okay, so human mixed with Okaran DNA. That's something to look forward to. And then Timberwolf's like, hey, by the way, Chameleon Girl's alive. She's inside that thing, kind of. I was like, oh, seriously? Okay, well, we got to deal with that. So immediately the Okaran whatever like bursts out of the building, tries to flee. They have to rescue the civilians real quick of stopping everything. And as they're trying to save the civilians, the cops are like, freeze, get down on the ground. It's like, we are saving you. Are you kidding me? It's like, still, you have to answer our questions because we're here in Fargo, not Gotham. It's like, okay, we don't got time for this. Timberwolf, you go on ahead. And Timberwolf just leaps his way out of the building. Meanwhile, Tyrock and Wildfire takes care of all the guns, and Tyrock explodes every one of the cameras nearby, and then they fly off after. So they're like, all right, well, how are we gonna help Chameleon Girl? How are we gonna do this? And it's like, I don't know. Well, first let's try to catch her. And it's like, wait a minute, hold on. And for some reason, there's a conversation where Wildfire comes to the realization where Tyrock knew that they would be trapped here for some period of time. It's like, you knew this was going to get bad for us. That's why you had us like search for so much supplies and like take our time and settle down at first. You knew this would happen. He's like, doesn't matter. I just knew that we couldn't get into our storage unit. So anyway, there's one thing we got to take care of now. And they get back to the hunting down of the beast. We cut over to Dawnstar, who's finally getting to, focus, because she hasn't been this whole issue, and tells us, like, just focus on what happened. Remember exactly what happened in the moment of the explosion of our time bubble. And she's like, well, there was a time bubble. There was the biological remains of our friends, but I heard this distant rumbling, and I thought it was thunder, but it wasn't thunder. It was, what's his name? Alistair, the bad guy, crashing to the ground. And there was like a seismic ripple when he did, and that was what the rumble was. And if I just backtrack all that with yada yada magic stuff, I can figure out exactly where he is now. So she's like, hey, guys, I know exactly where Alistair is. And he's like, cool. We will all meet up together as soon as we're done with catching Chameleon Girl here. So you guys just hold still and don't do anything brash. So they're all going after the beast. And they're like, wait a minute, hold on. Timberwolf can hear her, but it's not like a panicked run anymore. It's a steady heartbeat. And they come across the beast, and she's been tranquilized. She's been hit with darts. Immediately, they're all lit up, and they're like, oh, surrender. You have been apprehended by the team known as the Black Razors. And it's just this military group with drones and stuff like that. And, they're standing there, and Timberwolf's like, this is funny. What else could go wrong? And so, cutting over to Dawnstar, they're like, all right, Alistair's just sitting in a food court right now. He's just hanging around. It's kind of making him sad because his sister, which is his whole purpose for being, was around the teenage age, where all these teenagers in the food court. So, anyway, we're just going to go ahead and get him. And Tellus is like, I'm pretty sure they said don't do that. And he's like, no, they told him not to fight him. We're going to extract him. So immediately you just see 2 panels of Alistair sitting there, and then broken glass and Alistair not sitting there. And then it's like, hey, calm down. Alistair, hi, hey, look, humanity sucks. This whole place, it sucks. We get it. We know why you're pissed. But, why don't you talk to us, We are not your enemy. He's like, wait a minute, hold on. I recognize you. You guys are Legion. You guys tried to stop me and attack me. And he's like, no, that's not us at all. And he's like, yeah, okay, well, anyway, I have power over my transformation now, so he can control his virus thing or whatever. Tellus makes a shield to protect from an explosion of energy. And when all the dust settles, we see that he absorbed some DNA that allows him to make 3 of himself, and they are all giant, towering super beasts. So that's the cliffhanger. Now that I'm actually able to follow what the hell is going on, we're not just spouting off random crap, I'm liking it more. But it's still got problems of all that narration from Dawnstar for 20 pages of oh, how I wish I was as free as my friends. Stop. I understand characters need character development. I get that. And best way to do that is to see what they're thinking. But that was annoying for 20 pages. Art is fine. I have no problem with that. It's doing a good job of keeping a sense of space and a sense of who each character is. I'm not mistaking anybody for anybody else. It really just comes down to I didn't know what was happening before. They didn't do a good job of explaining it. But now, whether just through the fact that I've been exposed to it long enough or they are doing a better job of writing, I at least understand it now, and I'm willing to give it credit based off of that. So I'm going to give this one a 6. Still not fantastic, still not blowing my hair back, but it is at least better than meh. It's okay. It's got its issues, but it's okay. And hopefully I can continue to understand whatever it is they do into the near future.